Hi love and welcome. I've got a funny story for you first, and if you're watching on YouTube this will make no sense because you watch on YouTube and not via my Embody Queens WhatsApp community, but I make these videos for my WhatsApp community, the Embody Queens, and the reason my last share in the group was an audio, just like a voice note, was this, and this is what I mean, like if you're watching on YouTube you're not going to know what I'm talking about because you didn't get that audio because it's in the chat community. You're welcome to join that. That's open to all women and you can find it through the bio in my Instagram, so if you want to join, you are so welcome. Oh, I can just see the moon actually right there in the sky even though it's morning. Hello moon. Yeah, so the reason why it was an audio and not a video was because on Monday, so only Monday just gone, I ordered and received a face cupping set, and the second that it came through the door I didn't even look at how to use it and just stuck all on my face, and it felt so nice. Like honestly, it just felt like it was draining the tension that I felt in my head the past few weeks. I felt like this real like tightness in my head, and these suction tools were like just sucking it all out, and it felt amazing. At one point I had horns and I was like playing with my cat and just thinking it was hilarious. Didn't look in the mirror until my partner got home and said, you might want to look in the mirror before you go and teach your yoga class tonight. And then I did, and I had all these bruises on my face, all these like fucking love bites on my face from this cupping set. So please don't fall in the same trap as I did and think that is safe to do. It is not. So the bruises are just healing. You can still see this one here. It was quite bad. Just I've had like a tension headache for a while, so that one was like really helping. And then my chin as well, which was I just had one on my chin for ages. I really don't know why. I was just arcing around and ended up with those bruises. So anyway, that's why last week there was no video on YouTube and that there was a audio in the group chat instead, and I've literally not left the house all week trying to let my skin recover from these bruises that I had, but we're doing all right. We're doing okay now. Yeah, so I am dropping in today with, we're going to use a somatic drop-in, like as a tool to drop in, and then a little breath practice. And the reason why, well, not the reason, but I've been mulling over the amount of tools that we can have in our toolkit in this work when we're healing through a somatic way, and it is abundant. There's so many tools that we can be using, but our nervous system doesn't really need that. It doesn't really need us to like be popping around and jumping around doing all these different things. It needs consistency and repetition. So basically this is just me letting you know if the next few shares, videos, whatever seem a bit repetitive, that's why, because that's what I'm feeling into. Like that's what we need. It's not about throwing different things and hoping something that will stick and like throwing spaghetti at a wall. It's about returning back to what works, and what works is this, like dropping into body, seeing what's there, what is in the terrain, and then letting that move. So we're going to use breath today, not necessarily movement, but movement's always welcome, but not guided today. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and yeah, I hope that you feel good after it, you find something out about yourself after it, and that it brings you home a little bit more. So I'm going to recommend that you sit with your back against something, either a chair, either on a chair with the back against the back of the chair, or if you're on the floor, with the sofa at your back, a wall at your back, a bed at the back, something like that. It's really nice when you can let body soften into support, like real felt sense of support. It is like the somatic sense of it can translate through and help your body feel like support in real time as well. Like it feels like it's supported because it's literally supported. So yeah, find somewhere you can do that. And you're gonna keep your eyes open for a minute, but just let your gaze be soft. You don't even need to look at me. Let your gaze be soft. I want you to wriggle while you arrive, like wriggle, taking this like a real slow arrival. Like you don't need to just stop, sit still and in it straight away. Like really let it be an exploration as you arrive. And you've got no expectations. Let old expectations go as well. Settle into the support of your back. Soft gaze. Maybe take 3 more conscious breaths, 3 breaths that you are noticing, that you can notice. They're intentional. And then pause. And imagine that you can really be letting all of your pieces, all of your particles catch up. Catch up with body. I don't know what time of day that it is that you're practicing, or what busyness has been before or is going to come after. This is where you're going to let all your particles just come back like a snow globe that has been shaken. And the particles begin to land, but they take their own time. Again, lean into that support at your back. A little bit more. Your eyes, your gaze is lowered. Your eyes are still open, but the gaze is soft. And the next breath that you take, let it be this real expansive conscious inhale, like that expands in every direction, all directions. This real sensation of lifting and growing as you inhale, and then your exhale is soft as a surrender. And one more like that for me. Big inhale that expands in all directions. Maybe this time when you exhale, there's a sound, there's a sigh, something like that. And maybe at this point, eyes have come to close. That might have happened naturally, and that's okay if it has. And start to sense what you notice. What you feel. If you've just eaten, you might notice that your belly feels full. It feels at like full capacity. And if you've not eaten a meal just yet recently, then maybe your belly feels empty and there's a little pang of hunger. Maybe you notice if you're feeling warm or cool. You can use your awareness like a torch, and you're shining through the light there. You're shining the light of this torch through the terrain of your body, your inner world. And you can almost do this like a scan, like from top to bottom. Or you can just be in body and notice the sensation as they pull you. So maybe there's a little tingle coming from heart space. And then maybe there's like a rush of energy that comes up towards throat. These sensations might be tiny, really, really subtle, that's all okay. You're just being this observer, not trying to change them or will them or make sense of them, even not adding a narrative, adding a story. You're just noticing these sensations as they arise. And then if any feel like too much, too icky, too heavy, you're going to find somewhere in your body that feels neutral. It doesn't have to feel good, it just feels neutral. Your hands might feel neutral. The back of your head might feel neutral. And all you can do with these parts, these sensations, it's called pendulation. If the sensation in your tummy feels too much, you're going to pendulate and notice the sensation that feels neutral, the back of your head. And after a few breaths, you can check back with tummy. How does the sensation feel there now? Has it changed? And if it still feels too much, come back to that part of you that feels neutral. Notice what it is about this part that feels neutral. Does it feel like it can hold? Like it has the capacity to hold? Does it feel warm? Does it feel like honey? And movement, like I say, is always welcome. And check back in with that part of you that felt too much. And all this does is it expands capacity to be with that discomfort, to be with what feels too much in this moment. We go to the neutral spot to resource, and then we come back. Training our bodies and nervous systems that we can hold it, that we've got the capacity and we're resourced enough that we can hold it. And I want you to know as well that if you're not experiencing this heavy and then neutral, heavy and then neutral, you're not doing this pendulation with us, that's okay as well. Be with what's alive in your body. Just let your awareness be taken to each spot where you're feeling the sensation, any sensation. No story, no expectation, no fixing or changing. Just observing. Noticing what is arriving naturally. And yeah, that might be movement. It might be a wiggle or a stretch. And if you've came up against any sensation that feels like a lot, but it's not intolerable, a lot, but it doesn't need you to come to that neutral space and back, something that you can be with, we're going to breathe there. And if you're not experiencing that, then come to somewhere that feels like it's asking for your attention and just to be tended to and looked after this morning, this afternoon, wherever you're listening to this practice, or it's asking to be tended to. And we're going to direct our breath there, inhaling for a count of 5 and exhaling for a count of 6. Inhale through nose. Exhale is your choice, nose or mouth. Mouth can feel a little bit more like a surrender, like a letting go of any control around what is, or holding or tensing around what is. That can be quite a beautiful practice to lean into as an exhale with a sigh. But nose can be really good just for being there with presence, just still being that witness. So it's up to you what you feel like fits this sensation best. Is it a surrender of the control around it? It would be an exhale with a sigh. Or is it to stay present and give it space? That would be an exhale with and through nose, through nostrils. And you're going to take 3 more for me. 3 more, and then I'll end the practice. But you are more than welcome to stay. If you're ending the practice, let this last round of breath be with a sigh, maybe the biggest sigh that you've taken all day. and soften. Soften back even more into the support that you have all practice. If your hands are somewhere in your body, just give a little squeeze. Notice any sounds in their space, in the room, sound of my voice coming from your device, any of the music that's playing, any of the sounds in the building. And you're still squeezing with your hands, affirming your boundary, affirming that you're here, that you're still here. And you're coming back into the physical as well. Now the physical space around you, have a little wiggle. And you might open your eyes just so that your gaze is still lowered. And then graduate your gaze open a little bit wider. Don't look straight away back at your device, your phone, your laptop. Look at the space around you. Take in where you are. And as we close this practice together, I'm going to suggest or recommend that you take to your journal and you just begin, prompt a sentence in your journal with "I notice," and then just let the experience spill out what you did notice, what came up, what maybe didn't come up. Maybe it was hard to notice anything, and that's okay as well. I really want you to know that's okay as well. Maybe the whole practice you sat there just thinking, what the fuck? And that's okay as well. You can write that. And this is why our nervous system needs that repetition. It needs this. It's basically building that muscle. Like doing repetitions of coming back to body every time. Every time we notice mind has wandered, we're doing something else, come back to body. What's present? And it'll start to make itself known. Thank you for being here with me. Pleasure. Remember, heed my warning about the facial cups. And I'll see you soon.